Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and furthermore, welcome back to another exciting figure review. Today we're taking a look at the Transformers Rise of the Beasts Voyager class Optimus Primal. This comes to us from the main movie line and isn't related to Studio Series. But here is a nice render of Optimus Primal as he will appear in the Transformers Rise of the Beasts movie. I love this kind of ancient tablet background they got for the figures, where we have carvings of like the Autobot, the Decepticon, and Predacon insignias, and then we also have carvings of the Maximals and Terracons and Predacons, whatever you want to call them, in the background. Very Beast Wars inspired, and I love it. We see Transformers Rise of the Beast here at the bottom of the packaging with Optimus Primal's name, all framed by some ancient kind of ruins here. It says Transformers on the side here with some more ruins and like a big scene that's kind of carved out here. Little Maximal symbols, some vines and stuff kind of growing there. You turn the box to the side, you can see the full render of Optimus Primal here looking badass. We have some more ruins in the background with a Maximal symbol, some foliage kind of peeking out there on the corner. Top of the box, we got that same Transformers Rise of the Beast font with some lava and some sparks, all framed by some crumbling jungle ruins. Really cool stuff. Side of the box, we see Optimus Primal rampaging through the jungles of Peru. A really nice kind of rune here of what looks like Optimus Primal himself. Voyager class and some more broken ruins. And then we have a nice jungle background here with another carving of Optimus Primal there, his name. And then obviously we see the prototype, which looks really different compared to the final figure that we got. Transforms in 24 steps. And I'm not really liking this kind of gross, bronzy brown. I'm really happy with the black and the gray they gave us on the final figure. Some more foliage and some ruins and vines and all that jazz. But that pretty much wraps up the box. So with that being said, let's get into the figure itself. Alright, here's Optimus Primal in his Silverback Gorilla alternate mode, and it looks pretty solid. Just rotating the figure all the way around so you can see it at all the angles. Really cool stuff. You can also see how everything goes together from the robot mode into the beast mode. Everything just looks good. Now, I'm sure you've already realized that this looks like it's exactly a remold of that Transformers Netflix War for Cybertron Kingdom Optimus Primal, just with the obvious movie-inspired details. Really cool stuff. I absolutely love this figure. It definitely is a great figure to have to hold you down until the Leader Class Studio Series Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal comes out, because that one looks like a literal beast, as it should be. Anyway, we see the face here with inaccurate blue eyes. He does have green eyes in the movie. Now, as for the optics, they look okay. I wish they were smaller, and I wish they were green, because he does have these really small but also expressive green eyes in the movie, but it's not a big deal, whatever. I think they really just wanted to show that he was a good character and that he wasn't evil. So they just went the simple way of giving him those classic Autobot blue eyes. Really cool stuff. The chest for the gorilla mode is awesome. I love all of the mechanical detail they really threw into this figure. I love the fur and the cracks and, you know, the synthetic flesh and the mechanical parts here. Really cool stuff. It really nails that whole aesthetic that the filmmakers are going for, where the Maximals have been marooned on Earth for many, many years, and they've been pretty beat up, and they've lost a lot of their synthetic flesh and fur, basically making them survivors. These specific versions of the Maximals are true survivors. They've been kicking around on Earth for quite a long time, and the figure reflects that. Looks super cool. I could go around and talk about all this detail all day, but we're just gonna go through it here real quick. He does have this weirdly, I don't know, muscle definition on his back with like the spines and then the plates on his back. It really looks almost human-like, which I don't really like, but hey. And then the back of him, here's an interesting detail. The back, like the butt flap, looks like a second gorilla face. I know, now you're never going to be able to unsee it. Really cool stuff. I definitely love this figure a lot. For articulation in the gorilla mode, his arms move all the way around, and that goes for each of the arms. He does have a articulated head, which moves down and moves up. It kind of tilts slightly to the sides. His fists can rotate along with his forearms, but these are obviously mainly for transformation. Really cool stuff. So there's that. His legs can move, but that's mainly for transformation. They're not really supposed to move. Altogether, it's a pretty nice figure. I definitely love the beast mode. And I also love the robot mode. Like, this is the first figure that I'm not sure whether to display it in its beast mode or its robot mode, because I love both the modes. They're so good. And usually I buy beast mode Transformers just to display in their beast mode, but I love both the modes. They did a great job with both the modes. Anyway, I think I'm going to do a comparison, so we'll do that right now. Here is the Voyager class Optimus Primal next to the Beast Combiner Optimus Primal, so we can get them both in shot here so you can see them. Obviously, two very different figures. This Voyager tries to be more accurate to the movie, and the Beast Combiner Optimus Primal tries to be more accurate to the original Beast Force cartoon. Both are unique figures, but I love them. So there's that. There's also the Studio Series Airazor here. I'm not going to transform her for the next segment because she never transforms in the movie, but there is the Studio Series Deluxe Class Airazor next to the Voyager Class Mainline Optimus Primal, and they look really good next to one another. And finally, here is the Voyager Class Optimus Primal next to the Beast Combiner Skull Cruncher. And man, they're pretty big. Like, I feel like this version of Skull Cruncher could go head to head with Optimus Primal, and it would be a pretty decent fight. Obviously, Optimus Primal would come on top, but I feel like if these two fought, it would be a pretty even fight. That's all I really want to say about the Silverback Gorilla alternate mode. It's a great alternate mode. It definitely captures the likeness of Optimus Primal's Gorilla mode in the movie, and if I were to sit here and just talk about every small detail in the Gorilla mode, we'd be here all day. So with that being said, I'm going to transform this guy into his robot mode, and we'll carry on from there. Optimus Primal, maximize! This is a badass robot, if I've ever seen a badass robot. Like, this guy is cool. Anyway, here is Optimus Primal. His face sculpt, like, looks really good. Like, this is probably the best looking mainline figure I've seen. Like, that face sculpt is great, blending the kind of face mass of Optimus Prime into Optimus Primal. Like, obviously the face is very similar to Optimus Prime's face, but just slightly different to differentiate the two. And obviously he's a monkey, so there's that too. You can see the maximal symbol here on his chest. He's got a completely new chest based on when he was in robot mode, and the transformation for at least the torso and head area is some of the most unique engineering I've seen on a transforming figure. Like, if I can open this up and just show you guys, just give you guys a taste of what that engineering is like. So his chest folds his chest folds out like this, right? And both of the heads are on a rotating assembly here, which just moves open like this. And obviously, you would turn the head to whatever head you would want, and then you push it in, right? But we're keeping it in the robot mode because this is the robot mode segment. But that is just some of the most unique engineering I've seen in a figure. Like, I've never seen this done before, and it's just so good. And obviously, we put his gorilla chest in first, and then the sort of robot chest goes over top of that. That is some of the most unique and intricate transformation I've seen on a figure. He's got lots of details here. You can still see like the gorilla skin and the gorilla fur. Really cool stuff. I absolutely love this figure. And if you don't want him having the staff, well, that's okay, because he can also dual wield. I said weed. That was horrible. He can dual wield his little dagger weapons. Now, this is accurate to the original cartoon. He does have these kind of dagger/sword weapons he uses to fight various Predacons throughout the show. So that is pretty cool too. You can have those two different looks for it. You can have the kind of swords, or you can have it in the kind of bow staff mode, which I think is cool. Definitely a lot of stuff going for the weapon as well. And this is accurate to the movie, as he does have these sort of swords here that are accurate to the show, but they also combine into a big staff weapon. I think a lot of the actual Beast Mode Transformers have that. And when I say a lot, I just mean, Cheetor is the only one that shares that. He has the staff that can split apart into two dagger-like weapons, which is still really cool and an awesome piece of ingenuity. I absolutely love this figure. Like, even the back, that back flap is just kind of weird and ugly. But other than the back flap, like, there's no kibble on the back. Like, no, Beast Mode kibble. The only kibble we have really is that kind of butt flap, which is kind of annoying. But other than that, like, there's no kibble on the back of his robot mode, which I absolutely love. Definitely makes the figure more agile looking, he should be agile. He's a freaking gorilla man, so he should be agile. Definitely, you got all kinds of detail here in like the forearms with some pistons and mechanical detail. Just the forearms here. I love just how bulky the forearms here, just really showcasing that this guy is a true warrior. He can throw down with you and probably come out on top. Like, I absolutely love this guy. Best Transformer from a movie line. Like, this isn't even studio series. This is not studio series. This is just regular movie line stuff. And this guy is just awesome. Like, the best figure I've reviewed of a movie line toy. Like, anyway, and also, just to make the weapons even cooler, you don't want him holding the weapons, that's fine. The weapons can even be stored here, these little ports on his back. He obviously shares the same sort of weapon storage that his Beast Mode did. And now, he can still have the weapons and look rather badass. Like, I love this guy. He's super cool. Definitely one of my favorite figures of this line. For articulation, he can move his arms all the way around. Same sort of thing for the gorilla mode, so that works. He can also rotate his head side to side. He can't rotate it around because this kind of shoulder assembly gets in the way, but it's still really cool. Obviously, he does have a full elbow joint here. That is... Okay, man, these are not staying on. See, these are kind of finicky. I wouldn't be touching the back when these are on, because it doesn't really stay. So there's that. He does have the elbow joints. His arms can fully rotate like they do in the gorilla mode, so that's awesome. And obviously, he does also have the fully rotating hands here, which is super cool. That's on both sides, obviously. He does have a kind of rotation here at the waist here, which is nice. And that's mainly due for transformation, but hey, you can get a solid like waist articulation out of that. You can get solid waist joints out of this. Okay, we're just taking these off. But he does kick up that far. He does kick back that far. You want to get him in like a big jumping pose, right? He is a gorilla man. You can get him in like a pose like this, right? That is like really good. So definitely lots of options for posability or photography. Really love this guy. His joints on his knee can move down that far. And again, that's on the same leg. He does have kind of a tilt here on his arms. Again, mostly for transformation, but you can get a solid kind of tilt joint out of there. You can be in like a running pose. So lots of stuff you can do with this figure. Lots of detail as well. So like, I feel like if you put a dry brush to this figure, you could really make it look super good. Like, I feel like all this figure really needs is some dry brushing to give it that good old beat up and withered look that Optimus Primal, along with the rest of his Maximals, have during the events in the movie. Like, just a good dash of like gunmetal and rust-colored dry brushing would really make this guy look super good. I feel like that's the only thing he would need to give him like super like detailed look. But there he is, like, looks super cool. I absolutely love this guy. One of my favorite movie figures since obviously the Transformers Age of Extinction Dinobots that came out, which were inaccurate, but I love them. They were awesome. They were Dinobots. And I love the very intricate colors they were released in when they first released. Although they did release the Dinobots again with the more movie-accurate colors, I'm not complaining with this guy go. He looks super accurate to the movie, and I guess we'll go into the size comparisons here. So here is the other Optimus Primal, the smaller one, the Beast Combiner one. Again, you can see how different they are. The smaller one is clearly designed to be based on the version from the cartoon, and this one is the very obvious movie version. They look really cool, two very different figures, but I like them. Here is Skull Cruncher, looks really cool. Definitely, I think Optimus Primal would beat his ass in the robot mode because he towers over Skull Cruncher in his little beast mode. And then finally, we do also have the Air Razor. Oh, damn, I bumped the camera. Move that up again. Ay, it's just a mess here. But here's Air Razor, extending her wings to a full wingspan here. Air Razor's kind of like a similar size to Primal. I wouldn't say she's like exactly the same size as Primal, but definitely she's like, I'd say, slightly shorter than Primal. Definitely not the same size as him, but they are pretty big characters, so there's that for the comparison there. Definitely a really awesome figure. I highly recommend picking this up. I mean, this is definitely a great substitute if you're not very liquid for money and you don't want to pay like between 70 to 80 bucks for the leader class Studio Series Optimus Primal when it comes out. This is definitely a great substitute because this is just like the closest you're gonna get to like a very movie accurate version of the character. Like, you could even just paint this guy with some dry brushing, and I really empathize with the dry brushing because I feel like just a bit of dry brushing could make this guy look super realistic and screen accurate. And obviously you would just change the eyes to be green, and then you'd have your very accurate Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed my look at the Voyager class Optimus Primal from the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie. With that being said, do take care, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.